the message of hope and love. People will travel from the city and the suburbs to find out what you are talking about. And it is our call that our lives are literally our living murals, that we are living murals and the Master is painting upon us. And we are called in many ways to set down our particular buckets where we are, wherever it may be, and that we need no gimmicks, no TV, that God has created each individual in this place unique, that no one can do what you are called to do. You may not be up in lights, but no one can sing like you. No one can pray like you. No one can talk like you. No one can draw like you. And everyone in this place, we are here because of someone else. Someone made a way for you. It's our duty to make sure that you make a way for somebody else. I stand before you, and my name in itself says that someone made a way for me. My name is Ottis Moss III. And Ottis Moss Jr. made a way for me. Before there was an Ottis Moss Jr., there was an Ottis Moss Sr. who made a way for him. And because of that, someone made a way for my grandfather by the name of Benjamin Mays. Before there was a Benjamin Mays, there was a John Hope. Before John Hope, there was a W.E.B. Du Bois. Before Du Bois, there was a David Walker. Before David Walker, there was a Richard Allen. Before Richard Allen, there was a place what we bring to America as African Americans in many ways is a jazz narrative that is the only music that truly speaks of what democracy is all about. It is the only music in many ways that is indigenous to this country. What do you mean? Well, when we arrived upon these shores, a place of New Orleans that was called the Congo Square, it was those Africans who were able to listen to music in the French Quarter. And they saw pianos and saxophones and drums that had been outlawed, and also basses and all of these things. And it was interesting because out of the French tradition, the piano and the saxophone don't play together. Because the saxophone that's what you use in a marching band. And the piano is what you use in the classical tradition. But then also the drum does not play with the piano in this particular way, because that is something that you use from the street. Then all of a sudden, when these Africans got a hold of these instruments, they took the bass and began to play a bass line. Then they began to drum with the drums. Then they began to play the saxophone and the piano. Music instruments that were not to come together came together. But what was powerful about the music is that each musician had an opportunity to solo. Whatever your tradition was, you could solo in your tradition, as long as you play the same thing. And I'm here to let you know that if America is to be America, play your piano and play your drums and play your saxophone and play your bass solo in your own tradition. But understand that within the cathedral of democracy, in the words of John Coltrane, we're all trying to play a love supreme. Together and play that particular note and that particular theme, we can transform the world with a jazz narrative that brings something different to American democracy. We are called to make a way. We are called to do something unique. One thing that I must say as I close, that we are all called to make a way. Understanding that there was somebody who blocked for you. It's not over. That we can celebrate in the end zone, but we still have poverty in our community. We can celebrate in the end zone, but children still can't read. We can celebrate in the end zone, but the hearts of those who are poor are breaking. We can celebrate in the end zone, but not everyone has health care. So it's all right, America, to celebrate. But after you finish your celebration, make sure that you get back for the kickoff. Because God is still working on us. God is still developing us. God is still using us. And God is not through with us yet. And everyone is called to make it.
Life for one reason. When we say we're going to make the change, we should make the change. I'm here for interfaith, not by faith or tri-faith, interfaith. And if I'm not included, that's mean the people are not ready to make the change. I waited for him to mention one thing about us. He never mentioned anything about us. That's mean it makes me feel that he is not ready for the change. And I'm not ready to write a training that is not ready to go into the change direction. Every time I look at the train, or I look at the bridge, or I look at the boat, people riding in it, I think that there's somebody worked hard to make this transportation to go somewhere. And I would like to be one of those hard workers that make that transportation, that transport people in the interfaith direction. And I refuse to be riding with any boat or any train or any transportation or across any bridge that's not going to lead to that direction. That way that I hope can please understand my position. I'm here for something I...
Very beginning, mentioning LHOG, guys, was not understood, then I apologize in reference to that. But the other thing is that we also are living... There is something in music called a discordant note. In order for us to be able to play together, there must be a moment of discord. And so maybe that moment of discord will still allow us to play in the same band. And so I pray to God that we will be able to do that. And so this is one of those moments. And so I depart with this particular prayer, an Irish prayer. May the peace of God be with you, and all the ways with you. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sunlight of God be upon your face, and may God keep you in the hollow of God's hand until we meet again.
Of Augusta, and if I could, I would right this moment ask them to stand. Would the members of the Progressive Religious Coalition please stand? Because as I come to this part of the program, I just want to say that this is our third observance of the celebration of the late and the celebration of the life of the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And again, I tell somebody I have the honor of being in the good sports seat because I get to follow such a magnificent address, and I just want to say to Beth again, we come to this part of the program in which everyone has the opportunity to participate, and I just want to make it clear to everyone that we are accepting a celebration of contributions this evening, because first we want everyone to know that when you have a gathering of this size and a speaker of this caliber, that you incur certain costs. But I also want to say that there are other programs in the spirit of Pastor Moss's presentation to remind that we still have to open doors. We have to continue to open the doors of education, and if you will bear with me for a moment, I'd like to, in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King from his 1963 book, Strength of Love, science investigates, religion interprets, science gives man knowledge, which is power, religion gives man wisdom, which is control. Science deals mainly with facts, religion deals mainly with values. The two are not rivals, they are complementary. That is what he said in 1963. And in that spirit, I just also want to let you know that we have two fine ordered programs that deal with education. The first is called BELL, Building Educated Leaders for Life. It was founded in 1992, and it exists to increase the academic achievement, self-esteem, and life opportunities of children living in under-resourced urban communities.